Vira, vira de pássaro que não sabe puxar. 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 Vira, vira de pássaro que não sabe. Vira, vira de pássaro que não sabe puxar. Vira, vira de pássaro que não sabe puxar. Vira, vira de pássaro que não sabe puxar. Vira, vira de pássaro.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is gonna be a kind of an impromptu just stream talking about random Wikia shit, but I prepared some notes for this because I want to present this story somewhat coherently before I just ramble about bullshit. What's up, guys? What's up, Egglo? I did see that. Jejune? I don't know how to say that. I thought it was pretty good. But not gonna get sidetracked. This probably won't be a long stream. It's probably gonna be at most like an hour and a half, maybe less. Just gonna talk about random shit related to Wikia and stuff that people don't really remember, because I think I am not in the Seattle area, but I mean, I could be. I guess I could go there. I don't have a schedule for when I'll stream. Yeah, Fandom Wikia. We're gonna talk about how this site transformed into just this all-encompassing fucking evil. Okay? Because for some reason, I don't think many people know about that. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for this music to finish because I like this song a lot. Or am I gonna cross my arms to the Wikia? Whenever someone says wiki, I think of this sex article for the Doctor Who fandom. Maybe I'll read that after I go through all my notes. That would be that could be funny. Sorry. As in, it's literally just explaining sexual intercourse. Why? Why is that on the Doctor Who fandom? The fuck? Okay. So, let's talk about Wikia. I don't think Wikia needs an introduction, but people don't really know where it came from. So, That's where we'll start. By the way, Wikia is now known as Fandom. That's what I'm talking about. I call it Wikia because that's what I remember it as. But it does kind of look like that. But let's start from the very beginning. Fandom originally began on October 18th, 2004, under the name WikiCities. It was similar to GeoCities, a web hosting service by Yahoo that lets you create and host your own website for free. 2 years later, it rebranded to Wikia. In the beginning, Wikia was a good thing. It let all these different communities compile information together for no cost. It was way more local-centric, focusing on like boosting smaller communities, and because it was built off MediaWiki, the same software used by Wikipedia, it was pretty intuitive and easy to read, you know? Before that point, all this information was disseminated on like random people's websites, like fan websites, like on GeoCities and shit. You had like walkthroughs on like GameFAQs. Just all this like it wasn't concentrated anywhere. There's no way you could aggregate it together except in really small cases where there were like individual wikis. But for the most part, the information was all spread apart. So Wikia benefited a lot of people in those early days. They were like pretty vital to the development and documentation of various gaming communities and other online fan bases. And by late 2006, it hosted approximately 1,500 wikis in 48 different languages. That attention attracted a lot of eyes, you know? 1,500 wikis, 48 different languages within 2 years. That's a lot. So earlier in 2006, 2 venture capitalist firms would end up investing $4 million into the company. So this would have, I don't know how to pronounce these names because I'm a fool, but one of the person who operates Wikia and later Wikipedia, which we'll go into, Jimmy Wales, would say, we've had a lot of interest from investors, and it was really a matter of sorting through the investors to be sure that people who are investing were people who were believers in our mission. Wikia was founded in 2004 as a web search engine before becoming a web community portal. So the big financial boost for Wikia might be a sign that the flow of venture capital money to Florida is increasing. And this just talks about kind of the trends at the time. 9 months later, okay, not 4 million is already a lot, but 9 months later, Amazon would invest $10 million into Wikia. And I can't read this article because the Wall Street Journal paywalls it, and I'm fucking broke, but basically, people had there was a lot, people with a lot of money were looking to make a lot more money with Wikia, and it wasn't without good reason. I touched on, because of that article, Wikia was partially created by Jimmy Wales, who is one of the co-founders of Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia is notoriously unprofitable. I mean, like, everyone like knows that when you go to launch up a page, you'll often be prompted with like notifications begging you to donate and shit. And it has no ads. So regardless of what you think of the administration, it's pretty I think largely indisputably a net good in prioritizing the accessibility of information above all else. But, you know, it doesn't make any money. So Wikia as a project sought to fix that mistake, instead being an explicitly for-profit company. And by the way, is this going to be the topic for your next video? No, but I'm probably going to edit this down into a smaller thing, just for like a second channel, just to go through all the information. Okay, they would write Wikia's investment likely, so this is a quote regarding the profit of Wikia compared to Wikipedia. And let me pull up this article. Wikia's investment likely will be recorded for 2006's first quarter. The 4 million is well ahead of what Wales's other company, the nonprofit Wikipedia, pulled together in 3 fundraisers held in 2005, where nearly $730,000 were raised. This isn't inherently bad, but the issues began as Wikia prioritized generating larger returns for its investors. The now minimal banner ads began to take up more and more of the screen. The first sign of what was to come came in June of 2008. So that in that month, Wikia basically made this huge, well, it wasn't a huge change, but it was huge in the sense of the community, a lot of the communities tried to fight back and they just ignored them. They completely like strongholded them. Wikia decided to remove all of their previous user skins, or not. Wikia decided to remove some of their previous user skins to enforce a single universal style. This conveniently would place massive banner ads on the right side of the page that displaced content on the site. So this is a very early example of what was to come with how Wikia is today. So with the difference between Wikipedia and Wikia, by the way, I'm joining between Wikia. I'm looking between the chat and kind of my notes because I need to get through all this. But what's the difference between Wikipedia and Wikia? Wikipedia is a nonprofit, just totally driven for the accessibility of information. You can argue, you can disagree with the administration decisions, but Wikia was explicitly for profit and was going to, it basically funded itself using banner ads. So they're very different. Although they were both co-founded by, yeah, it's even worse today. But like, if you think about how bad the website has become, like, and how like kind of ignorable this was, right? People were still pissed off about this back then. Like, there's a page mocking how big the banner ad is and how it ruins readability, but I don't have it in these notes. But this itself was enough to make people pissed off. Little did they know, just 2 years later, it would completely deviate from the original format to the first iteration of the modern Wikia design, called Oasis. So this is the design I think most people today would remember, and this kind of evolved into what it is now. Unfortunately, I have an example from like 2016 of all the different ads, like a visual of it, but it's like a video and it's kind of poorly edited. So I'll just read it. If you're wondering, basically this skin became the new site-wide enforced theme, and the reason why is because of the advertisements. If you're wondering why they were so adamant on forcing this design site-wide, here is a list of all the advertisements embedded into the skin. There's now a banner ad at the top, a video ad on the side, a vertical ad below it, 2 video ads at the bottom, advertisements for other wikis on the top, side, and bottom of every page, and now every time you click on an external link, you're also presented with an ad. And there were also like slider ads, although that was, I think, removed eventually. Basically, the new design, and this came after 4 million was invested by different venture capitalist firms, and then 10 million was taken from Amazon. It was designed to basically show you as many ads as possible instead of just a user-friendly design, like obviously, because there were no issues with the original theme, because the original theme was just Wikipedia, which everyone knows how to navigate. Like, obviously. This change alone was enough to make a lot of people want to migrate out of protest, but they couldn't, and that's where the real maliciousness of Wikia starts to come in. Like most publicly editable wikis, All content submitted to the site is entered into the public domain. This standard practice had the additional benefit of allowing Wikia to essentially host it for as long as they wanted, even if that community, even if the community that created it wanted to leave. So basically, they were able to hold these communities hostage, like holding it over their head that they were able to just take the wiki away from you, just strip you of all your administrative powers. They could just take this project that you and 100 other people were working on for years, like cultivating, and just taking it away from you, and you're powerless to stop it. Now, I'm going to go in depth into an example in a second, but it's worth pointing out that even early on, like, this shows just how profit driven the company was. And again, you couldn't fight back against them. Like, just to host your own wiki is kind of difficult, like to migrate everything over. Like, we're talking about, again, hundreds upon hundreds of articles. You would lose all the talk pages. You have to upload all the media embedded into every article. But you're also now fighting for relevance against a website that has the search engine optimization of the most popular wikis on the entire internet, right? Like, again, like the Muppets wiki, I think was in an example earlier. That is like so popular. There's so much information on that. And because that's popular, every single other Wikia is going to like appear near the top of Google. That just inherently. And on to the fact that there was no way to consistently communicate to everyone using the wiki, there would always be a stream of new users unaware of attempts to migrate. And so this was just often a losing battle. And Wikia was able to just take over these communities, and nobody was able to do shit. And Musashi, what happened to Fandom? There actually is a specific thing that I want to talk about at the end of this, but go into it later. Okay, so this is the Anti-Wikia Alliance. A lot of wikis would attempt to leave as a result of Oasis, forming what became the Anti-Wikia Alliance. Of the notable sites to successfully migrate from Wikia include the World of Warcraft wiki, as well as Nintendo communities such as the Zelda wiki, Super Mario wiki, and Bulbapedia. So if you ever wonder why those websites are like on their own host, like if you go to Bulbapedia, like it's clearly like a media wiki theme. Oh shit. This is actually way different than I remember it. But it's this is separate from Fandom, I believe. I don't know what any of this is. But you can see it's here. Other ones include, oh, this is the wrong page for the huge list of all the wikis that migrated. Okay, so let's go into another example. Also, good night, artificial idiot. Okay, so one site that wasn't allowed to migrate from Wikia was the Lost Media Wiki. And that's going to be, I think, the example I use for how the administration fights back against migration, like community migration. Okay, so here is the lostmediawiki.com. So this wasn't always like this. This was originally a Wikia known as the Lost Media, just called the Lost Media Wikia. And if you look it up, you can still find it. So the site only came a few years after the Lost Media Wiki was established. And in 2014, they decided to migrate because, well, a variety of reasons. The Lost Media Wiki hosts a lot of different controversial material, so it'd be better to remove those responsibilities from a third party. I mean, we're talking about like not safe for work or not safe for life materials. We're talking about copyrighted materials, because a lot of what the Lost Media Wiki would end up rehosting is copyrighted material. The wiki also had specific needs not met by the theming and structure of Wikia. So like a lot of the categorization and just just the ability to implement different things that would specifically be nicer to have for the Lost Media Wiki. And finally, Wikia just fucking sucks. So obviously they want to leave because it just became laggier and laggier and slower and slower. I mean, even just fucking looking at here, for example, look at this massive ad at the top. Like, Jesus Christ. Maybe we could click on an article and see. I just remember, like, there will be times where I forget that I'm clicking on a Wikia link or a Fandom link, I guess now. And, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. The administration at Wikia caught wind of this and attempted to strong-arm them, basically saying that they would be stripped of all their power and not allowed to promote the new website. That is true. The worst parts of these websites is when you're scrolling and it sends you back to the top. Wikia has nothing. That's true. Wikia has nothing to do with WebP. It's a format made by Google, which covers the uses of both PNG and JPEG, and is arguably better than both in some aspects. Just happen to not be open everywhere. Honestly, that's true. Although it does annoy me when I'm trying to download files and I just can't see it like on my computer because it's like a fucking WebP, but whatever. I'm sure one day it will just not be an issue at all. Okay. So October 10th, 2014, new site. Hi, we saw that a new site is being set up elsewhere. We're sad to see that this community wants to move away from our wiki. We wanted to reach out and ask if there's anything we can do to change your mind. Perhaps helping with technical or social concerns? I'd like to know more about the reasons you've decided to leave, even if I can't change your mind. And here are a few notes they gave too. Please do not set up a permanent link to your new wiki on the main page of this Wikia site, or otherwise redirect readers to the new site upon their first arrival. It's okay to link to a local blog post or other discussion, but it can't be a permanent notice. I see that this is not the case right now, and I thank you. Please make sure that any messaging in local blogs or other discussions clearly says that the editors and community members have a choice to move with you or stay. Please do not try to delete pages, change fundamental elements of the site, or otherwise damage the content. The Wikia should be left intact and available for any future editors to use. It will not be closed. In the past, we've had problems with admins moving to a new host, but also staying and trying to influence the direction of the Wikia site they have left. We haven't removed rights from departing admins unless they have tried to harm the Wikia or use it to promote their own. So they're effectively saying, if you keep trying to migrate your users over, we're going to strip you of your administrative rights. Oh yeah, thank you, my lady class. I don't know if anyone cares, but Salmonella came back. Hell yeah. I have a weird question if you would be willing to answer this. Is the Netlord podcast dead, or is it still live or on indefinite hiatus? We are going to record some soon. Don't worry. Also, just tuned in. What's the deal? We're just going to be talking about Wikia and kind of how the fandoms and how they're hosted and how they exist online are changing, like communities. I would recommend, this is going to be kind of a short stream, but I would recommend just watching from the beginning later and catching up. But yeah, Netlord is coming back. Me and Cybershell talked about it like 2 days ago. Sorry. Okay. Let's go. So this is the Lost Media founder. By the way, the founder of the Lost Media Wiki, he's not just the guy who made like the wiki on the site. He actively pushed for the documentation and like personally documented and searched for a lot of these things by himself. So like it's fucking ridiculous that like that they would just try to strong arm him into staying, basically. And so they talk about all these reasons. Okay. I know you have issues with admins moving sites before, and I have to say, I can now see why. I practically created this wiki from the ground up and own all of its assets, logo, background, etc., having created them myself. And I will fight tooth and nail if Wikia continues to insist that this incarnation of the site remains operational. Upon deletion, someone may feel free to recreate or adopt lostmedia.wikia.com, and that's totally fine with me. Do whatever you like. But as for the site as it stands right now, it is not permanent, and I intend to effectively shut it down upon the completion of the new one. Of course, I will not intentionally try to harm Wikia's reputation unless they continue refusing me to the right to link to the new site and eventually remove the old one, as I'm sure you can understand, would be incredibly frustrating and would likely prompt a furious tirade from myself. Well, unfortunately, that's exactly what they did. Craig L. So eventually, the CEO of Wikia himself would issue a statement in 2016 because holy shit, these ads. Okay. I'm giving them so much money through this. They're just not having ad block. Jesus. So Craig L. Palmer himself would write a statement after the conflict continued for 2 years because, of course it did, because they're not going to fucking shut it down. So, hi, Lost Media fans. I'm Craig, the president and CEO of Wikia. Recently, a handful of admins have made the decision to take a copy of the content in this community and host it outside of Wikia. After doing this, they requested that Wikia close this community. As a matter of fact, to create a petition on change.org to lobby me to do so. Let me see if I can find that. So this is from the creator of Lost Media Wiki. It got 257 supporters, which, like, we're talking about the Lost Media Wiki in like 2014 to 2016. That is a lot of people. That's probably the majority of the audience, right? I'd like to take this opportunity to respond to the request and explain how and why Wikia operates in this type of situation. So first of all, one of the great aspects of Wikia is that it isn't a walled proprietary garden. If you build content and create content in Wikia, you do it under a license. That if for any reason you are not happy with Wikia, you can take a copy of the content elsewhere as long as you maintain the same license and provide proper attribution. Firstly, I want to point out something. This is something I probably should have mentioned before. Wikia is going to point out the licenses here, and a lot of their argumentation is going to like rely on like, oh well, it's, you know, we are legally allowed to do this. Wikia purchased a bunch of wikis like back in like 2008. I believe one of them was like a pretty major game wiki. A game related wiki that just was a general game wiki hosting place, and all of the content on those wikis was not licensed under the public domain. But once Wikia bought them from the founders and migrated them into Wikia, they ended up just making all of them Creative Commons CC by share alike. So I don't know, maybe that's questionable legally. No one's ever going to test that, but whatever. That's just light anecdote. Don't put too much stock into it. Back to the main point. We, of course, hope you wouldn't choose to take this action because the platform we've created to build a community and content is much richer and more expansive than standard wiki technology and has many features you cannot find elsewhere. Really? I mean, it's possible, but I'm pretty sure Wikipedia is like the fucking Wikipedia, which is built off the open source media wiki like platform, is the much more standardized and easier to navigate fucking website than these fandom wikis, which just completely fill your page with fucking garbage and force you to like, they're just so laggy. They're so groggy. Like, it's so annoying to find. Yeah, Gamepedia, I think is what it was Tuesday. But it's just so infuriating trying to like access information on these. In the rare times I've had to use it as one, like a Wikia as a source, and just like look to it for screenshots, for information. It's just a fucking pain in the ass. Okay, so that's already bullshit. To give a couple examples of this, we have Wikia's video library. okay, what they're talking about is just if you explore, you can see like look, I don't know if I can find it from here very easily. But you can, there's like a media page that lets you view all the media of a wiki, which is like, I mean, yeah, that's cool. But I don't know if it like really makes it that much richer and expansive. Like for the purpose of what, like an encyclopedia, what would being able to just see all like the videos, would that necessarily be like that much more important than all of the negatives to this platform? Oh wait, no, this is Wiki's video library, which is a collection of thousands of legally licensed video assets. Okay, this is just stock footage. I completely misinterpreted this. So what they're bragging about is is fucking what they're talking about is just a stock footage library. Okay, like I completely misinterpreted that. It's even stupider. We have world-class discussion technology that is in the process of being rolled out to our larger communities, and we can generate world-class mobile apps on iOS and Android that presents all community content in great mobile experiences. Is this even like a specific directed statement to the community? This feels like a press release, like an ad to advertise like their fucking ability to make mobile apps or some shit. Warp Pig, yeah, that's exactly what this stream's about, to be honest. If you have good examples, feel free to drop them in chat and I'll look at them after. All of these capabilities do not exist. By the way, the mobile app for Wiki is fucking garbage, but all of these, or not mobile app, mobile browser, I haven't even used the app. All of these capabilities do not exist in standard Wiki technology. By the way, if you want to see our discussion in mobile technology in use, take a look at the Star Wars fan app in the Google or iOS store. The Lost Media Wiki community has grown large enough that Wikia would love to work with the community here to bring discussions in a mobile app to Lost Media Wiki fans. Okay, please don't leave. We'll make you a fucking app. that's their first plea, really. If you say big words, you can sound smart and dance around the topic all you want. They're not, I don't even think they're saying big words here. This is just like fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck they're talking. The mass of users and content, Wiki optimally brings traffic to you from search and social that you will not get on your own. Wikia has 140 million monthly users and over 40 million pages of content across all of our communities. By the way, I like Brad. It's a big number. Like, cool. Like, you have 40 million pages of content, but like it should probably be pointed out that a lot of that content is worthless. Like, really, like a lot of that content is like a 12-year-old's like fan page for like a Total Drama Island character in like their original crossover universe where he meets like Thomas the fucking Tank Engine. Like that's not like very useful. Jordan Taylor, I've used the apps, they blow. Okay, well, we have testimony. Amino is terrible, but I think the communities there are stronger low-key. That would be a good subject for another one of these kinds of for maybe like a Netlore episode. To reinforce, if you search for Lost Media on Google, the first 8 results take you to this community. A small community outside of Wikia will likely never attain this kind of search success, and Wikia will be the place most users will find it if searching for the type of content in this community. All right, let's I mean, we already looked this up, but yeah, they fucking lost. So Lost Media, the Lost Media fandom page is now at not even, it is on the first page, but fuck, 1, 2, 3, 4 below the fucking Lost Media Wiki Twitter account. It is the 5th result, and it barely surpasses the Lost Media Wiki Reddit. So yeah, fucking totally wrong. And by the way, like Lost Wikia was not like funneling people into the Lost Media. Yo, see you, dinosaur. See you, dinosaur with 42 heads. But Lost Media was not, Wikia was not funneling people into the Lost Media Wiki. The Lost Media Wiki was blowing up because of YouTubers talking about it. Like this was when Rebel Taxi and Blame It on Jorge and a lot of other YouTubers started really, okay, like I was one of them, but a lot of YouTubers started making videos related to Lost Media. It became a very popular subject to talk about. Wikia had no fucking involvement in this. For them just to flex their metrics and then be like, well, we show up first on Google. And it's like, yeah, like obviously that's why it would be nice if you shut it down, right? Like that's the whole question. Creating a competing site just divides the fans instead of uniting them into the hopefully largest fan community in the world around the topic you love. Awesome. I think that the massive coverage on a day with SpongeBob is what really got a lot of people's attention. Regenerations, you are right. 100% you are right. I was utterly baffled when Fandom took, say, the Minecraft wiki, because that site, yes, that it's fucked up because they acquired Curse, and that'll be discussed later, because all of this is kind of before that the Lost Media, all of this is kind of before Fandom became an empire, and I think that's really where all this is going. Please centralize all your discussion in this one service we control. That's very true. And actually, I do want to talk about Discord too with that. We often partner with many of the creators of the games, movie, and TV shows and comics and books. They misspelled books, by the way, here. This feels like an automated response, but like the fucking misspelling here proves that this guy actually sat down, like Craig L. Palmer actually sat down and wrote this. I don't know which one this is, but like he genuinely sat down and wrote this, and it's just incoherent. It's like completely irrelevant. If this is research for a new video, the Silent Hill circumcision drama, I don't know what this is. Were you guys talking about is this what you guys talking about the Wayne did a video about? Okay, I'll watch this after. Okay, but at the end of the day, the decision is yours. If you just by the way, okay, here's again flexing. They're the largest website in the world, number 15, one of the largest. Jesus. How horrifying. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours. If you decide to take the action that some here have chosen, we respect your decision, but we will not close the Wikia community. Here's why. First and foremost, community content was created through the contributions of hundreds of different users have made. In the case of the Lost Media Wiki, as of today, 864 users have made contributions to the community. So in the lifetime, so this is 2016, in the lifetime of the entire site, there are 864 people. And the petition, if we can pull that back up, the petition had about a fourth of that, which more than a fourth, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about like the lifelong statistics of a website, that pretty much would encapsulate all the like regular contributors, right? Basically, okay, let me read like the guys and make it a foretelling. Speedor's parody of overly scary Lost Media is pretty spot on. I actually haven't seen that. So, and I hope, okay, so they go into their reasons about that. I hope this helps Lost Media Wiki fans understand our approach to handling this situation. I wish the community here at Wikia great success. And then everyone is just shitting on them in the comments. Thanks for responding. I would like to point out that your quote, if you search for Lost Media on Google, oh wait, is the flexing wrong? If you search for Lost Media on Google, the first 8 results take you to this community is simply not true. Yes, it is true, or it is the first result, but the others are either the news site or social network accounts maintained by myself. And funnily enough, the petition in question. Generations, like you guys should talk about the most interesting and make take. Oh, okay. Regeneration says, like, you guys can talk about the most innocent piece of Lost Media, like Kid Kirby, and somehow make it like you're telling a creepypasta. Can anyone name an example? Yeah. There's definitely a lot of examples like that, but I don't know. It's just because there's I don't want to go off in tangent about Lost Media, but there's an air of mystery around it. I don't know. Especially when it comes to stuff that was banned for being too scary for kids, like the Wicked Witch of the West Sesame Street episode. Like, okay. I actually remember I messaged the founder of the Lost Media Wiki back in the day, and he said that I think he spoke. I don't remember if this was a private conversation or this is referring to this discussion right here, but just that he spoke to Craig L. Palmer, and that he refused, even if he got the amount of people like for over 300 people to sign the petition, he would still never bring it back. Okay. Thankfully, the Lost Media Wiki would eventually win out because its community fully committed to migrating over. I mean, they chose a bad... See, usually these tactics work, right? The only reason why the Lost Media Wiki didn't fall victim to this is because the people actually putting in all the effort moved over. So every time there would be a new find, like a new piece of Lost Media found, it would be immediately first published on the Lost Media Wiki and not the Wikia. So they kind of got fucked over, and that's what they fucking deserve. But what remained of the Wikia was extremely low quality edits and contributions on the original. The staff were pretty much all the staff were removed and replaced by Wikia plants, which is funny to think about. They have like their own puppet state for these wikis. And if you look up the Lost Media Wiki today, obviously we did that earlier, and it's not in the top, it's not the first 8 results anymore. It's in the first 8, but it's not all the first 8. It's not even close. It's like 1 out of 8. 1 out of the first fucking page. Also, this is something I know. If you notice, the Lost Media Archive, it's now called the Lost Media Archive. I know I think this is fine to say now because it's been like fucking years. I know personally that the reason it was renamed is just because a secret undercover admin for the new Lost Media Wiki was able to just retain his power in the Wikia, and he like secretly just requested like, hey, can we just rename it to the Lost Media Archive? And it got granted, and immediately it just plummeted down the fucking search results because it wasn't called the Lost Media Wiki anymore. So they got fucking played. So Wikia, with all that said, it's clear Wikia once existed to serve smaller communities and fandoms. Now it seeks to control the concept entirely. And really, nothing reflects that fact more than the change in September of 2020. Okay, nothing reflects that more than the change in September of 2016 when Wikia fully rebranded to just calling itself Fandom. This is from Craig L. Palmer again. Oh, this was like not long after the Lost Media Wiki drama. Wikia has grown a lot over the years. The site began as a simple wiki hosting service, but since then it has evolved into the web's best entertainment knowledge sharing platform. Wikis are the core of that, and we've been working hard to attract even more fans to your communities while also building new ways to contribute to the site. That began earlier this year with the debut of fandom news and stories in our first market, the United States, and continued with the global launch of discussions to help facilitate passionate conversations. This guy really... Yo. This is my deleted guinea pig videos. What does that mean? Stram Jam. Can someone recap for viewers that just joined in? Basically, Fandom began as an open... Okay, so the creator of Wikipedia was sad that he didn't make enough money, so he created a separate for-profit venture called Wikia. And Wikia was an open to the public's platform where anyone could create their own wiki, which was good for communities. But as time went on, more and more people started investing money to this company, resulting in them consistently neglecting the needs of specific communities and just standardizing everything and enforcing as many ads as possible to generate more and more revenue for like their investors. And right now we are watching them change their name to Fandom. So this is 2016. Okay, so today we're excited to announce the next big step in our evolution. On October 4th, Wikia will officially become known as Fandom, powered by Wikia. Wikia Inc. will continue to be our parent company, but the website itself will be known as Fandom. So they somehow just were able to just take the name Fandom like entirely. I don't even know how that happens, to be honest. Like, I don't know how the fuck they managed that, but they did. And this shit still, they only kept continuing to grow bigger and bigger as people. Cause the thing is, for all these controversies, like nobody really knows about the lost media stuff. Nobody knows about all the different like fan wikis that got shit on and just fucking treated like shit by Wikia and Wikia's administration. No one cares because at the end of the day, when you Google something, like 9 out of 10 times, yeah, the first results are going to be Wikia. So people just don't know, and Fandom continued to just grow bigger and bigger as they continued to put more and more money into expanding this company. And eventually they started to ingest other corporations and buy out other, like they're like a full-on media conglomerate now. Does this mean no one is allowed to even use the word fandom at all? Not really. It's like a trademark thing. I'm not sure. Fandom is such a weird site. It's tricked me a couple times in the past when I was looking up shows. That's, yeah. It's very misleading. Okay. By the way, this is something that I saw I wasn't familiar with before, and I'm just gonna go into it now. Like, look, I'm gonna react to this as you guys are. In earlier this year, okay, Wikia got into trouble for merging all of the LGBT related wikis into a single uniform wiki at the protest of all the communities involved. Okay, there's a petition for this that we can read to summarize it, and then we'll look at what this is. Fandom has plans to delete all LGBT related wikis on the platform with the exception of Easy Gender, replacing them with one exclusionist anti-xenogender wiki, which will only include very select terms. They did not ask for consent from the owners of the affected wikis, and even upon them stating that they do not wish this change, Fandom moderators have chosen to ignore them. This action is widely protested and will destroy cherished communities, safe spaces to those with unaccepting families, terminology that does not currently exist off the platform, and even the careers of the moderators and bureaucrats who will not receive the affiliated status on the new wiki. We wish to stay separate. Please support this petition to change Fandom's mind. And this has 3,000 signatures. I don't know why this happened. I genuinely have no idea why this happened. I don't know why you would push for all these different communities to exist on your platform and then just for no reason merge all of them at once. But, you know, who knows? Let's see the reasoning. Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. This blog explains it. We are merging. So this is from Sansi Kushwe. I don't know who this is. I assume this is a Wikia staff member. The blog explains it. We are merging all LGBT wikis. I know it's going to be a hard change, but we feel it's necessary to get a single definitive source. They wanted to become the single definitive source on LGBT matters. Wikia, the platform where like people write their fucking like their fucking Five Nights at Freddy's fan fiction and Friday Night Funkin' OCs where like they write it like 12-year-olds right. They wanted that website to host the definitive source on fucking LGBT like issues. Like what are they talking about? Okay, so this person says, Conti says, why was I not informed of this? And why was Easy Gender Wiki chosen as the wiki to host pages for micro labels as opposed to ours? We should stick to either talk/comments or Slack, or we'll have a lot of repeated messages. We weren't ready to go public with all this until yesterday, and I informed on Slack as soon as I could given that. Others can be, we will start with Mandy. Okay, so who will staff members on this new wiki be? We will start with Mandy, a Fandom staff member. Damn, so they literally overthrew like the entire like LGBT community on Wikia and then like implanted their own like puppet leaders. Like what the fuck? What are they thinking? What was this? I don't know why no one talked about it. I only found out this is like just fucking right before like starting the stream and compiling my notes. Okay, so Conti says, Okay, so let's read here. I know you are inclusive. This is from the Wikia admin. I know you are inclusive, which ironically meant you being exclusive to dissenting viewpoints, but I don't want to argue about the merits of any of the existing wikis. This is about presenting a new space for all. And then Conti says, at the expense of said existing wikis. They reply, easy gender is not a process I'm familiar with, which is why I passed it to Tim when you last mentioned it. It will certainly be something worked on. And no, we actually did allow exclusionists to express their views in a civil manner. We just didn't allow people to harass and abuse others for their good faith identities. Unfortunately, if you want a safe space for people, you also cannot allow folks to constantly argue whether said folks exist or whether said folks are harming XYZ group for existing. Our members had a safe space in our wiki, one that wouldn't accept people insulting their identities or debate whether their identities existed. And yes, it's important to have spaces where one can debate, but it's also important to have spaces where people can exist without others attacking them. One that would protect them and advocate for them. This new wiki will likely mesh together a number of sections of the LGBT community who will all have very strong and passionate contrasting views on various issues. Will leave people who are often the subject of such debate feeling that they have nowhere to go. This is a very fair point too, by the way. Like they're even acknowledging that even if you disagree with their stance, their specific placement, these communities aren't like compatible. They're not congruent. Why are they being forced to come together with no yeah, way to brag about how many communities you have. Yeah. Okay. So with all that said and done, okay, so that's pretty much where I wanted to, that's the last note I had. Let me show you guys now why I'm bringing this all up right now, because there was news earlier today that made me want to compile all of this information just for the sake of presenting it a bit easier. So this was less than 24 hours ago. Fandom acquires leading entertainment and gaming brands, including GameSpot, TV Guide, and Metacritic. So, Fandom, the world's largest... This is by them, by the way. They're writing about themselves in the third person. Fandom, the world's largest fan platform, today announced it has acquired a portfolio of entertainment and gaming brands from Red Ventures, which includes GameSpot, Metacritic, TV Guide, GameFAQs, Giant Bomb, Cord Cutters, and Comic Vine. The holy fuck, dude! Like this is like every single like classic like gaming site that was still left of everything. Like Jesus, like oh god. By combining Fandom's 300 million MAUs, 250,000 wiki communities, and 40 million pages of content, with these widely recognized gaming, movie, and TV brands reaching 46 million MAU. What is an MAU? MAUs, Fandom extends its strategic mission to be the fans' first choice for community and experience. Financials of the deal were not disclosed. It's not the fans' first choice, it's their only fucking choice. What they're creating is like this this environment where nothing else can exist. They're literally like new communities are tricked into believing that they can only exist on New communities are tricked into believing they can only exist on the site and establishing on the site, and then when they try to leave, they're strongholded into not leaving. And old communities eventually lose relevance if they're not as strong as the Lost Media Wiki, or they don't have the voice of a lot of these like different communities, and they're eventually going to fall into the pressure, to the money, the incentives. And again, this isn't even just wikis at this point in communities. This is any fan base, any fandom. This deal will continue to expand Fandom's global fan platform to super serve entertainment and gaming fans as well as partners. The new combined platform will drive engagement across every step of the consumer journey. Reference community trend. Okay, this is nothing. This is literally just fucking verbal garbage. We're thrilled to add these powerful, authoritative brands into the Fandom platform, which will expand our business capabilities and provide immersive content for our partners, advertisers, and fans. The trusted insights, ratings, and content they provide will make us a one-stop shop for fans across their entertainment and gaming journey, said Perkins Miller, CEO of Fandom. In addition to creating exceptional fan experiences, it is quite exceptional, I'll give them that. These platforms will add to our fan DNA. Like they don't, people like don't talk like normal people. It's really weird. It's really bizarre. Our fan DNA data offering, giving us sentiment and intent signals that will help improve the consumer experience as well as make our commerce and advertising businesses more impactful. Today's announcement marks the beginning. Christina Miller, is this the same like Christina Miller that worked for Cartoon Network? I have no idea. So, okay. And here's the thing too. I didn't even know this until I read this article, but they have been becoming a media empire for a while, right? Oh, monthly active users. Sorry, that's what MAU means. Jesus. Okay, so this deal marks another step up in Fandom's growth trajectory, continuing its expansion across the fan ecosystem. In 2018, Fandom acquired Screen Junkies, which I didn't know this. They own Screen Junkies to bolster its entertainment and news coverage. The company acquired Curse Media in 2019, which brought together the world's top gaming wikis with integrated digital gaming tools. In 2021, Fandom acquired Fanatical, I don't know what this is, a leading e-commerce video game retailer, which diversified its revenue into commerce and strengthened the company's footprint in gaming. And by the way, Curse Media is the company behind the Minecraft wiki as well as a bunch of other wikis. Just, yeah, I'm fucking so much money. I don't, what is this website? I don't, oh, it's just like a storefront, whatever. Okay, so the company, okay, so basically that is the story of Fandom from the beginning all the way to where we are today. How this company grew off the back of all these different communities looking for a place to stay, backstabbed them, grew bigger and bigger with the money of Amazon, and now is a media conglomerate which is slowly ingesting all of the legacy kind of gaming websites that we remember when we grew up on the internet. And I mentioned this before. I wanted to talk about this. The landscape of Fandom is changing. And I don't mean fucking Fandom the brand. I mean the original term for Fandom. The landscape of Fandom is changing. Wikis as a whole like are pretty damn useless nowadays, to be honest with you. They're like a lot of documentation for games, and people don't really talk about this. A lot of documentation for games isn't being put on wikis anymore. They're being like, I don't remember specifically what, I think it was fucking like Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. Okay, I played that game. There was a ton of like documentation about the technical aspects to that, but it wasn't available in like to the public in an easy to access format. It was only available in like these closed off Discords. And I think that's really concerning to me, because Discord is also like a platform that is very what's the word? It's not like reliable in terms of like, it might not always be there. Discord can just shut down your server for any reason if it really wanted to. Discord is just like a kind of a shithole anyways, but and it's just, you can't Google it. Like, if the nice thing about having a wiki, the whole point is that it makes the information easier to access. Putting it behind a Discord where the search categorization and documentation is inherently more difficult to navigate isn't a good idea, in my opinion, for like the long-term longevity of these communities. You're talking about ephemeral. I'm really bad at it. Discord is unironically ephemeral. Honestly, yeah, okay, maybe you're right. I'm like stupid. Discord is unironically the death of fandoms. Discord search is also good. Yes, Discord killed a lot. I mean, Discord did not kill forums. Forums are already dying, but Discord has killed has killed a lot of the unique elements to different communities and fandoms by standardizing everything. And I don't know. I would have to think about that more. I'm just kind of rambling right now. There have been quite a few times, the Ali Spirit says, there has been there's been quite a few times I've had to join a Discord server just to get information about stuff like plugins for programs I use. Yeah, I've had to do that too. Oh my god, what's the topic of this video? This is a bad time to join. I'm kind of like, this is near. I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is gonna be nearing the end of the stream because now that I finished the actual presentation of all the information. But we're gonna look through some of the stuff you guys sent me now related to this subject matter. But before I do that, I need to plug in my headphones again because for some reason they just totally disconnected midway through. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Wayne video. We'll see what happens. I hope he does not get mad that I am just gonna be streaming his shit. Don't tell him. We'll cut it out of the VOD. Yes, this stream will be archived, of course. This one more so than the other one. I think this one might actually be in a playlist. By the way, thank you all for showing up again tonight. I really appreciate it. And for sticking around last time. It was like a 6-hour stream. Okay, let's watch this. So I don't know anything about the story. Oh my god, my headphones are so fucking garbage. Okay, I'm gonna plug in my my USB headphones. One sec. Okay, I'm back. Keep it in the VOD. Reactions are fine since you're staring into the void. Fandom's Fandom's acquisition of a ton of different media companies and how they bend us over with Toyota ads. Yeah. Explains why Discord is making a push for form features actually. The Discord forums, I was kind of like, it was kind of cool because I like forums like as an idea, but those I really hate those. I'm doing good tonight, fellas. Kind of hard to say. Monopolies are avoidable on YouTube. What do you mean by that? Oh wait, yeah, no, monopolies generally probably are not avoidable for a lot of these kinds of things. Dude, I hate Windows, by the way. I'm still like right now trying to figure out how to get my fucking headphones to stop just absolutely shitting themselves. That's why I'm not playing this stuff right now. All sound devices, headphones. I think I need to enable it. And it just crashed on me. Yeah, Discord added forums last month. You ever invest into getting an audio card? I am very fucking broke right now, so I can't. But maybe one day. I'm enlightened and annoyed. Thanks, Bernie. Avoid Toyota ads the best you can. I saw the acquisitions earlier. That alone kind of bothered me with how they're scooping up all these sites people use to search for media. I had no idea how volatile fandom has become. I'm glad. See, that's the main point. That's why I want to edit this eventually down into a VOD, because people don't know about any of this shit. Like, Fandom is literally like this like company that has just gotten away with constantly treating different communities like shit, and just no one says anything because all these communities are all small without a voice. Oh, let's watch them. Giving a boy Wang some ad revenue.
Protecting life, a little care helps to keep things all right. Nationwide.
So this is a video that someone said was related to Wikia. I have no idea. I haven't watched this.
New Astapro, steroid-free allergy
What is
relief
this?
that starts
Oh.
working in 30 minutes. While other allergy sprays take hours.
It is pretty crazy for a corporation to do a coup d'etat on being gay. Yeah, you're right.
Now with Astapro Fast Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
When Silent Hill first came out, I think a lot of people expected it to be some kind of cheap imitation of Resident Evil. Those games being as successful as they were, I think it became pretty clear that survival horror was here to stay. But while most of the imitators are largely forgotten about, Silent Hill, despite, Konami doing Konami things, maintained a legacy that's lasted nearly 20 years.
Wait, this is 30 minutes long. I can't watch this. I'm sorry. I can't just watch this on stream. That's like stealing. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the tweet actually that brought this all to my attention. And we're gonna look at this and then I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Just wanted to keep it brief, keep it like an hour long. And I'll talk with chat for a bit, but then we'll end it off. Okay, so this is a fun fact about Fandom. By the way, let me first show this awesome fucking edit that someone made with all the ads. Game fact. Let me pull it up. I think it shows up on my main account. Fucking Twitter has an algorithm to it too. Is this even an edit? Wait, let me see this. Just this screenshot from Mickey and Mice. I don't know. I don't even know if this is. Oh, this is a Metacritic edit. Yeah, this is probably what's gonna fucking look like. There was a time where I clicked on a Wikia link and it like literally threw me up and down the fucking page. Like it just showed two different ads. It's so fucking annoying. Jesus. I don't know where that tree comes from, to be honest. I don't know shit. MediaWiki is the prime alternative. That's what these people are saying. They also removed not safe for work based wikis despite them avoiding all graphic images and had a lot of technical information on gameplay aspects, game data, and story / character summary. Thankfully, they gave them a month or two to back up everything. I don't know this story. I didn't even know this. I didn't know they just purged wikis for no reason. That's kind of like obviously they merged all those wikis together, but at least it's like, oh well, they're putting all the different articles together. But to be like putting all of them into just to like nuke an entire wiki from the website because it's not active enough. It's like, wait, you just center yourself around like the business of information preservation in like archiving, documenting things, and just like a moment's notice, fucking banned. Like you're gone. The entire thing's gone. Like what the fuck is this shit? You know? Jesus. Okay. Well, that's pretty much what I want to talk about with this subject matter. So chat, what's up? I'm gonna give it like 10 minutes. They're in the business of making money. Yes, that's true. That's every business though. You can make money while also not being a scumbag just to fucking all these different you can make money while also not making your prime profit incentive. I guess I know, like, I mean, this is the system we fucking live in where that's what you want to do, but trying to share a Twitter link but chat rejecting. Just DM me it on Twitter. I'll look at it. DM it at addict_brain on Twitter. Oh no, experience a magnificent drive with top of the line safety features and more cup holders than ever. Toyota, let's go place. This is sponsorship. This is an ad read. This is my first time catching a stream from this channel. Had a good time, learned a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paris. This is actually my second stream ever on this channel. Do you plan on making more streams like this in the future or just more streams in general? I want to do both. I want to do more streams like this and then more casual streams where I was just talking with friends. Okay, sent it. Let me see. I would also like to do viewer call-ins eventually, but not right now. The Great Silent Hill Circumcision Debate of 2015 from Bob Vids. Makes good videos. The Great Silent Hill Circumcision Debate debacle of 2015. Too long, didn't read. A Silent Hill Wikia contributor inserted a bunch of rambling about circumcision into pages for Silent Hill 4 and called anyone who disagreed. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing the screen. And called anyone who disagreed a brainwashed agent of Satan. No one could do anything because they were basically an admin. Oh my god. Okay, so here is a primary source, I guess, in the subject. I wonder if it's possible to Wikipedia-style fan wikis like the Thomas Pynchon novel wikis. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Yo, what's up, G? What's good, G? What's up, yo? Sorry, this is gonna end soon, this stream. I'm gonna read this, though. I'm gonna read this article. So from Rely on Horror, circumcision is tearing apart the Silent Hill wiki. Maybe avoid it for now. There are a lot of things I expect to end up writing about here on Rely on Horror. New game announcements, maybe something's being made into a movie, who knows? But the list most certainly does not include circumcision, the act of surgically removing foreskin. Yet here we are. For those of you familiar with Silent Hill 4 The Room, you should know all about Walter Sullivan, the homicidal maniac that was abandoned in apartment 302 and raised by the series' resident cult, The Order. What you may not remember is an excessive amount of symbolism linking Walter's disturbed outlook on life to having been circumcised as an infant. Well, visiting Walter's Silent Hill Wikia page for the past few days has taught anyone who cared to know all about this possibility, as one of the admins for the wiki has written out a long rambling diatribe about just that. I want to read this. Okay, the detailing not just a theory about how this admin believes that Walter was a victim of genital mutilation, but also goes into excruciating detail about how circumcision is actually a construct of Satanism and the Illuminati, and that doctors are puppets of this conspiracy. Not just in the game lore, mind you, but in our world. It actually gets worse from there. A long list of explanations as to why circumcision is bad has now been laid out smack in the middle of the page, as well as fervent defense of why it should be considered child abuse and a human rights issue. Honestly, that's all fine, I guess. I don't really know about the Satanism Illuminati thing, but everyone is entitled to their own beliefs. The real question is, what the hell does any of this have to do with Silent Hill? I like that they have like the character as like a fucking little kid right next to this like huge diatribe. Okay, let me see what y'all say. That series can't catch a break. Do you think there might be a way back of the Wikia when the circumcision stuff was up? I imagine this is a screenshot of it, yeah, probably. So this is basically a traumatic event of a circumcised person growing up. Yeah. Referring back to your first stream, I'm sad we won't ever get a fictional mouse Wikia. Like, we could still make it. We could look, if you have an idea for a horrible wiki that like isn't that useful and just takes up space, you should make it. Honestly, you should just make it. And then when they remove it for being worthless, you should like cause like the biggest stink of all time. Like, that's what you should do. Okay, this article or section contains speculation. Judging by a visit in St. Jerome's Hospital, it is possible Walter had his genitals, parentheses, penis, mutilated as a baby during circumcision, also known as male genital mutilation. There are some who theorize and compare circumcision to a dark, ancient, satanic occult mutilation blood flesh ritual, as well as being connected to the Illuminati, which could have led to Walter's psyche becoming influenced by the occult of the order. And when boys become circumcised, as it acts as a covenant to the dark forces on the planet and enters a pact with Satan. They also believe it is disguised as a necessary medical practice. Oh my god. Jesus. Okay, circumcision can have an extreme influence on the psyche and have negative effects on the development of human psyche because a baby's brain is extremely affectable, vulnerable, and susceptible to pain. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to read this honestly on YouTube. I might get in trouble. Okay. When the other users and contributors to the Silent Hill Wikia noticed the sudden addition to Walter's page, they questioned it in the Wikia's forum, where this whole episode took a turn for the, well, frankly, startling and upsetting. It even turned into something of a Twitter sideshow, as both fans and even the actual developers of the games took part in the shock and hilarity of this. You can read the whole event storyfied here. Oh my god. Who cares you talked about pop bod? Yeah, but I don't know if I'm allowed to read out that circumcision was the result of like the satanic order. Oh, what the fuck? This is down. The dark truth of Silent Hill. It's canon for me. This is canon. This should be canon, honestly. This is probably the scariest thing I've ever seen from this franchise. The scariest thing about this franchise is the reality of circumcision. That's real. Okay, so let's see. Void, here are a bunch of tweets about it. If you look closely at his foreskin, you can see the faint etchings of a child crying out. What is this? What is this? Oh my god. Oh, okay, this is removed too. Damn, they're trying to fucking hide all of this. Wikia does not want you to know about the great Silent Hill circumcision debate. Dude, your last video was on satanic worship. Yeah, you're right. Watch the Wang video. Okay, we'll watch it. But I feel bad just playing like a 30-minute Wang video because I don't want to just like stream his like video like uninterrupted because I'm not going to be able to say anything. Because yeah, I don't know anything. Okay, we'll watch this.
Because he is coming.
Tell me if the volume is too loud, by the way, because I don't know.
Halloween ends. Rated R.
Listen up. We need to talk about our children. Educators like me want to provide every child a quality education, no matter what they look like.
When Silent Hill first came out, I think a lot of people expected it to be some kind of cheap imitation of Resident Evil. Those games being as successful as they were, I think it became pretty clear that survival horror was here to stay. But while most of the imitators are largely forgotten about, Silent Hill, despite, you know, Konami doing Konami things, maintained a
I'll install an ad blocker right now. Fucking, what am I doing? Oh wait, what am I doing? Is this not in Chrome? There it is. Raymond Hill. There you go.
Legacy that's lasted nearly 20 years. What made Silent Hill so different was that it took a vaguer, more supernatural and atmospheric approach to horror. It left a lot to the imagination, and this vagueness led to a lot of discussion and fan theories, and not just, you know, the lame kinds of fan theories you usually hear for everything about how all the main characters are really dead, or, you know, every character is secretly Jesus. Those kinds of theories for Silent Hill do exist, but they exist for basically everything. Meanwhile, Silent Hill is also host to a lot more complex theories, like the idea that Silent Hill is the nexus point for a bunch of different theories. It was first posited on the Silent Hill Wiki in December of 2015 by a user named Alex Shepard, possible circumcision victim. Judging by a visit in St. Jerome's Hospital, it is also possible Walter had his genitals, in parentheses penis, mutilated as a baby via circumcision, also known as male genital mutilation. There are some who theorize and compare circumcision to a dark, ancient, satanic/occult mutilation blood flesh ritual, as well as being connected to the Illuminati, which could have led to Walter's psyche becoming influenced by the occult of the Order. And when boys become circumcised, it acts a covenant to the dark forces on the planet and enters a pact with Satan. They also believe it is disguised as a necessary medical practice, and some doctors are satanic/Illuminati puppets. Others believe that circumcision can harm the bond between mother and son, and a man's ability to love and bond with a woman. Circumcision can have an extreme influence on the psyche and have negative effects on the development of the human psyche because a baby's brain is extremely affectable.
Yeah, Silent Hill is fucking amazing music, by the way. I just want to say that. I don't know much about the franchise, but I know it has amazing music.
Vulnerable and susceptible to pain. Circumcision can scar a baby for life into adulthood and harm the healthy development of male sexuality. Circumcision can cause permanent brain damage, permanent psychological damage, psychological/brain rewiring, mental illness leading to depression and suicide, trauma and post-traumatic stress disorder, long-term aggravated response to pain. It was once thought that male genital mutilation would have beneficial properties by early 20th century doctors. Beginning the 21st century, circumcision, when performed for unnecessary non-medical reasons, is now regarded by some as a form of child abuse and a violation of human rights. As a result, circumcision is now a controversial and serious issue, with some believing that their government should be more supportive of victims of involuntary male genital mutilation, whether through more recognition or through monetary compensation. On second thought, maybe I will take my circumcision reparations. The article, once again about Walter Sullivan from the video game Silent Hill, goes on to editorialize a bit about circumcision in America. Somehow, through an insane amount of sheer ignorance, stupidity, lack of common sense, and decades of Americans being severely brainwashed, circumcision was carried over to the 20th and early 21st century North America. It took North Americans hundreds of years to realize that mutilating babies' genitals without their consent wasn't such a good idea after all. It also took Americans time to stop killing Native Americans, witch burning, discriminating non-Christians, the non-religious and non-believers, slavery, racism and lynching, female oppression, and LGBT oppression. So issues like male genital mutilation, animal holocaust genocide,
Jesus fucking Christ,
mass fluoridation of drinking water, trigger-happy police brutality, wage slavery, and wealth inequality would also take time. Remember, once again, that this is a wiki article about a character from Silent Hill 4, a game that contains absolutely no overt references to circumcision. It's just a theory. But yeah, I don't think Matt Pat's touching this one with an uncut.
The wiki guy sounds like he believes in lizard people. Lizard people are real.
Provided these examples of possible circumcision symbols.
You were listening to one like right now, dude.
Interpreted as horrific and traumatic circumcision metaphors and symbols, and a result of a barbaric, torturous, and inhumane procedure which should be banned and illegal worldwide. Bloody forceps on a stretcher. Possible phallic/penis symbolism. Possible anesthesia symbolism, syringes, needles, bills, and meat, and bloody rags. Possible foreskin symbolism. That is a big-ass foreskin. Jesus Christ. It's basically the same size as Henry, a figure restrained, much like how babies must be restrained. There's also a
possible foreskin symbolism. I missed that. Wait. Fuck?
Big-ass foreskin.
Dude, he was just playing the game and he just saw that and just thought about his fucking lost foreskin. That's fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Have you played Manhunt? No, but I really wanted to as a kid, but my parents wouldn't let me. But I remember I really liked that one character, Pigsy or something. He looked really fucking cool to me. I do want to play it sometime. Now I'm an adult and I can play whatever video games I want. Lizards are people. Haven't you seen my Komodo dragon smoking cigars? Hell yeah. Hey, yo, that's my missing foreskin.
Basically the same size as Henry, a figure restrained, much like how babies must be restrained. There is also a possibility that the greedy worm monster has phallic symbolism and may be symbolic of a circumcised
greedy worm.
The greedy worm monster appears throughout many of the worlds in the game, and it may be symbolic of a monstrous circumcised mutilated penis searching for its missing foreskin, and the despair and horror of never being able to find and retrieve it. In other words, a man who feels violated and incomplete. So essentially, this guy thinks that this game, which once again has no overt references to foreskin, has an entire monster dedicated to this quest that's like, give me back my foreskin. It's like that guy from Crip Show, it's like, I want my cake, but his cake is his foreskin. In fact, now that I think about that, that might actually improve the game. And at this point,
okay, that's satire. I don't know if this is satire. We'll see. Because if there's a debate about it, then that's when we would know, I think.
Contains more.
He is fast because I'd feel bad just sitting here for 30 minutes just restreaming a Wang video. So, look, if we speed it up, I'll feel a little less bad.
Text editorializing about circumcision than it does about Walter's actual activities in the game. So obviously other people did not share Alex Shepard's foreskin fixation, and they got
no, it isn't. Absolutely isn't. Yeah.
You can't delete something because you don't like the truth. This has nothing to do with Silent Hill. Yes, it does. You are blatantly removing the effects of circumcision on the psyche, which is a core aspect of personality, and the fact that there is no compensation for circumcision victims/survivors is an injustice, and that's what Silent Hill is. More weird, unnecessary political commentary that isn't related to the character. Because people need understanding of Walter's circumstances. Seriously, stop trying to remove history. And at the same time, there is also a war being waged on the talk page. Edits, RE, male genital mutilation. I don't quite remember the game being a lunatic anti-male genital mutilation rant, so I figured the article should probably be...
Not everything crazy is satire. Sometimes you realize that some people just are crazy. So there's just actual lunatics out there. And it's not all like a fucking 4-dimensional op or troll. It's actually just like a crazy person rambling to themselves in public. It kind of sucks sometimes. It's really sad.
The same way and removed such. Even if that section is found to be worth keeping, if reinstated, it should probably do more than pay lip service to Sullivan's mental state rather than being some unhinged polemic. You're a fucking horrible human being for advocating genital mutilation, and 99% of Americans who advocate mutilating penises are
what's
fucking
up,
brainwashed
Gucanario?
morons.
Love
Circumcision
you
can
too,
have a huge
buddy.
effect
Good
and huge
night.
influence on the development
Thank
of a
you.
human being's psyche. It's the truth. What you are trying to do is erase American history and hide the truth. Seriously, don't be on the wrong side of history. It's like trying to delete the Holocaust article on Wikipedia saying it's some anti-Holocaust or anti-Nazi rant. That's how brainwashed you sound. Nobody is advocating genital mutilation. I'm against circumcision myself, but a lot of that section is entirely irrelevant to Silent Hill. After describing the evidence that shows Walter might have been circumcised, there's no need to include completely irrelevant information about how barbaric American doctors were. That stuff belonging on websites dedicated to that topic, not a Silent Hill wiki. You are so deluded. Silent Hill is all about exposing the atrocities of America. That's the entire purpose of it. It is a fact and truth that circumcision damages the male psyche and is part of a brainwashing dark ritual. And no, I won't remove it. Forced circumcision should be banned, and the American government, or Illuminati at this rate, should actually acknowledge it because it's an injustice to Americans. It also helps give backstory and understanding of male genital mutilation in America. People need to wake the fuck up and realize what's happening to humanity. Things came to a head on December 15th when the issue was brought to the Wiki's forum. Circumcision. What's with the America-bashing tirade against circumcision? Not exactly appropriate for a character profile. And now a lot of the posts that were a part of the thread have since been deleting, but a lengthy response from Alex Shepard remains at the top. I already explained myself. Everyone should be anti-genital mutilation. The Wiki article is unbiased and factual, and if you can't see why, you are completely brainwashed. And even if the Wiki article is biased towards not mutilating children's genitals, good. 1. Male genital mutilation is a huge and serious human rights issue. It's not as simple as snip snip. If you believe that, you are brainwashed and desensitized. You are mutilating a baby's body. It is sick and barbaric child abuse and torture. If you support mutilating babies' genitals for unnecessary reasons or ambivalent to it, you are brainwashed and a horrible human being. 2. Male genital mutilation can have a huge influence on the development of the human psyche. And if you believe otherwise...
See, this is the real reason Wikia is actually evil, because they let this information be censored. You know, just literally just ignore everything else I talked about in the first hour of this like stream. Just literally ignore it, because the real reason they're evil is that they didn't let this stay up. Like, they censored this information.
You are brainwashed. Studies have proven mental illness is linked to trauma as a baby. The fact alone is extremely noteworthy and can pave the way for the development of personality, which is why it should be listed near the top of Walter's article. It is heavily implied Walter had his penis mutilated as a baby. Almost everything in Silent Hill is symbolic, and the fact that you can find human skin, anesthesia in the skin, bloody forceps, restrained child/baby figures, etc. is likely not a coincidence. Not to mention, Walter was an American back in the 1960s, when the vile practice was extremely popular and at its heyday. Even then, the article does not say Walter had his genitals mutilated as a fact. It only suggests a possibility. This is the way this Wikia has been. Possibilities and speculation are allowed as long as there is sufficient evidence for it. Silent Hill is all about the injustices of America. It's literally what the entire series is about. There is nothing wrong with going a little into detail about the history surrounding male genital mutilation in America. 5. This injustice is still an injustice because moronic people are still completely brainwashed about the truth of mutilating genitals and its effects. And there is, again, no compensation for male genital mutilation survivors and victims. Also, this is a Wikia, not a Wikipedia. He then followed it up with another post about his sources and his credentials as a gamer. If there was a top 10 list of the best Silent Hill fans in the world, I would probably be in the 1 to 5 spot. I grew up with Silent Hill as a child, so I could see certain things in the games which other players will not. And then he added this edit to his original post. And lol at me being removed as an admin by a random non-IP user. You all realize this entire site is essentially mine, right? I am the top admin/bureaucrat of this site and have been for years.
Wow. Okay. I will say this. I'll preface it, okay? Because maybe this guy was the community leader, okay? I'll preface it. Sometimes you do gotta take him out. You know, it's not always so simple. It's not always so black and white. Sometimes you do need a bureaucrat from Fandom to step in. But other times, they don't need to step in.
I have 40k edits on the site, and the next admin has 13k. Yep, this wasn't a mere troll or some circumcision guy that just happened upon the wiki. Alex Shepard was one of the admins of the whole fucking site, and he would soon flex his administrative muscles by editing the original post in the thread from circumcision to mutilating babies' penises, an edit that he would frequently make to other posts in the thread. Ironically, a number of posts agreed with his stance on circumcision, except for the fact that it has absolutely nothing to do with Silent Hill. No one disagrees that genital mutilation is a problem. However, the many paragraphs discussing the possible role of genital mutilation in Walter's profile seems out of place. This information could be included as a theory. The profile should not be used as an opportunity to argue for your view on genital mutilation, regardless of how much evidence you have to support your view.
Man, poor guy. Like, something must have happened, like, for him to like just really think about this constantly. I do feel bad for him, but geez. Source, I visioned it in my dreams. It's so real.
Actual sources.
That should be valid, honestly. Manifestation. I manifested it.
Or citations for this theory. What from the source material, additional resources, books, interviews, etc. hints at this specific
What is
theory.
this stream about? You are near the very end of it, honestly. I might I think what's gonna happen. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. So the first hour of the stream, I went through all my notes about Wikia and talking about fandom and its rise into becoming a media conglomerate. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the stream after probably this video, and we're gonna come back in like 5 to 10 minutes after that, and we're just gonna be hanging out with some friends. It's gonna be a lot more casual, and then the VOD for this will, be done. And it'll be separate, so I don't have to fucking clip it out from like another 6-hour stream or some shit. I speculate he may be Game Dude, who ranted constantly about his parents circumcising him. There are a lot of people who do that, and probably not unjustifiably. So I don't know if, they could be the same person. This guy would be like if Andy Kaufman if this was a joke. Yeah. No problem, serious.
Some who theorize are vague weasel words that essentially render the entire section untrustworthy. I can put, there are some who theorize Pyramid Head represents the Egyptian origin of the order, and hide behind the same weasel words without a shred of evidence. So, to get back to the original topic, how do you justify twisting things like Silent Hill 4, which is rife with womb and birth imagery, as that's an important theme in the game, to be all about male genital mutilation, which is all about the dick? I didn't make it all about male genital mutilation. It's only mentioned on like 1 to 5 articles, and this wiki has over 2,000. Just 1 to 5 articles. Oh yeah, there were more circumcision-related theories out there in the wild of this wiki, including Alex Shepard's namesake, the character Alex Shepard from Silent Hill Homecoming.
Yo, good night, Paris.
That Alex is secretly gay. The schism maybe symbolized repressed homosexuality. The schism's head is phallic, and
for sticking around.
With gynophobia theory could be a symbol of Alex's divided feelings towards homosexuality and heterosexuality. Most men and humans are right-handed and masturbate with their right arm/hand. The fact that the left arm is normal and human-like, and the right arm is twisted and claw-like may represent Alex's guilt for masturbating to men. This may be why the monster has a box-like genitalia. It is being punished for its homosexuality by being unable to masturbate to men with a twisted arm as punishment. There's also
I'm starting to relate a lot to Alex Shepard. I don't know about you guys.
Circumcision, see male genital mutilation, metaphor, see also Walter Sullivan, and it's possible Alex was circumcised at birth, resulting in trauma. Circumcision has negative side effects and can result in a damaged and traumatized psyche.
What's up, dude?
This would explain the schism's genitals and the bloody slit in its phallic and bleed-like head. And although people in this thread were mostly concerned about the fact that none of this had anything to really do with Silent Hill, there were those who disputed his sources, particularly his use of psychology today as a source as opposed to, any studies or anything like that, to which he responded that the studies were compromised by the Satanists and the Illuminati.
Good night, alleyway spirit.
You'd also get into an argument with the other admins, saying that because they're women, they wouldn't understand. I'm not ruining the entire wiki. You are just biased due to societal brainwashing. Again, a lot of you don't care because you are being brainwashed. Alessa Gillespie, Enjoyable Ari, Miss Garland, Kenny Rowe, you are all female, and probably don't care
Chill
about boys
vibes,
having
Bernie,
their
YouTube 1.5 times speed stream.
A perspective from a male who regrets their genitals being mutilated at birth because of...
This is the end of a presentation. We'll be back in after this video. I'll leave for a bit, and then we'll be back with Porch and Dots. We're just some friends. We'll just be chilling, talking with chat and stuff.
Shit. If you had your vagina sewn shut or mutilated, and this was a female character like Claudia Wolf, for example, I'm sure you would have different feelings. And from that point, he would go on to demand to know if one of these users had their son circumcised. Enjoyable Larry wrote, do not even try to tell me I don't care considering I have a son. And don't throw in the whole you're just female so you can't possibly understand. Yes, I am going there. Did you mutilate his genitals too? Simply giving birth to a male isn't enough perspective. There are many mothers who regret mutilating their boys' genitals. What the fuck, Alex, really? Really? You've lost your fucking mind. Did you allow him to be mutilated, yes or no? A particularly interesting line of inquiry was opened when a user named Beepus Master asked this question. Could I ask the poster whether he believes the Silent Hill series depicts any of the other things he's talked about? Satanism, Illuminati, satanic Illuminati foreskin harvest, symbolically? If so, are the devs privy to hidden knowledge and trying to alert the public at large?
Could Chad debate the whole community? Yes, dude.
Not only believe that for some reason
fucking
the
debate
Japanese
king.
developers of Silent Hill decided to make a political statement.
He needs to release the Silent Hill circumcision manifesto. That's what he needs to do.
In America, he thought that they were working with some divine knowledge to wake up the world. Yes, I believe art is created to affect humans. Silent Hill is
I actually preferred it this
speed. Of developers for humanity to wake itself up and realize the danger it is in. Where do you
Dude, it's like a rabbit hole when you start watching videos at 2 times speed, then like the world starts to slow down, like you can't listen to people anymore.
Maybe we were once spiritual beings, one collective consciousness, and we're divided. Maybe we once had the ability to communicate telepathically, and we lost this innate ability because we are so separated now. Separated by borders, languages, greed, money, classism, racism, pride, egos. Maybe we once had prophetic abilities to warn ourselves of dangers and see the future. If we look at Silent Hill as an example, maybe this is what
hyper efficient.
Everything is connected.
I mean, it's true, but
spiritual awakening, maybe. I can't say for certainty. Seriously, what I find disturbing is humans are actually mocking me for trying to advocate not mutilating and torturing babies. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why do you think this is okay? It's not. Is Silent Hill
Bernie, nobody likes the word manifesto? That's not true. Come on. There's a pretty big manifesto that came out like yesterday from Destiny. And he's like, that's like his whole thing. He writes manifestos.
The other video game
2 days ago.
Communicate truth in this way. A lot of the game wikis I edit are similar. I highly recommend checking out Xenosaga, Xenogears, Zero Escape.
But I know what
Parasite Eve,
manifestos
Persona
you're
series.
thinking of.
Wouldn't say Silent Hill is unique, but it's definitely the most blatant and obvious wake-up call for Americans in the 21st century. And as you might have guessed, such edits also appeared in these wikis that Alex edited. Although some people had noticed these weird edits on these wikis before, the full scope of it wasn't known until Voidburger, a user on Twitter,
I don't know
brought
about
this
that,
to light.
buddy.
She curated a massive thread of all of the funnier things from this meltdown, which eventually went viral and spread to publications such as Rely on Horror, Bloody Disgusting, and New York Magazine. Realizing his newfound fame, Alex Shepard took this moment to unleash his manifesto on the world. So I just realized, I became kind of famous tonight on Twitter. America needs to wake the hell up. I'm totally serious. Over 90% of Americans are brainwashed.
Damn, this
sheeple.
guy went like
Who's
mad
really
with
controlling the
power.
world?
Holy
Who are
shit.
people working for? Do you believe in some deity, some god, or is it all a fantasy?
He's
I'm
like on his
absolutely
fucking
convinced there's something
soapbox.
sick and wrong on this planet, and something sick and wrong with humanity. Do people really have absolute faith in
Isn't
the
Destiny kind
government's
of crazy
authority?
and
How do we
known
know
for
it's not-
exposing John Traub? Destiny's not crazy. But I don't know. if you don't like him from the John Traub debate, I don't know if you'd like him regardless, but
Not the Illuminati, or some satanic dark agenda. When you really think about it, humanity is just slaves to bills, money, greed, sex, dark forces, etc. Call me crazy.
yeah, he was an
I don't
admin
care.
Pi Dynasty.
I
That's why
think
this
I'm
is
one of the few
allowed.
human beings on this planet with some actual fucking common sense. I refuse to let any more foreskins be mutilated and have any more babies on this planet subjected to this dark, barbaric, Satanist Illuminati agenda. I seek the truth. And I feel like I need to keep on stating this to put things back in perspective, but remember, this is all a discussion about edits on a wiki for Silent Hill 4. From this point, he would go on even more of a power trip, blocking people for insulting him. You screamed at a mother demanding she tell you whether her child got snipped, you fucking toilet sponge. I blocked you due to intimidating behavior / harassment, calling me a fucking toilet sponge. That is clearly
He should have just replied and just like yes, so
unacceptable, and I already
Your
said
point
such comments will
being?
not be tolerated. And he would also go on to try and change the permissions of the other administrators. Ultimately, the other administrators had had enough, and they took both the edits and Alex's status to votes. You know,
I don't know
folks,
much
some
about
things had
Destiny.
left
All I
and
know
right
is that he
to
almost
concerned
killed
members of the
Pokemon
fan
Plays
base who are
Twitch.
watching this wiki unravel.
That was
The
a good
behavior I've seen on this
documentary
thread
from
is
Gamer from
absolutely
Mars.
unacceptable. All further comments involving conspiracy theories, offensive anti-American rhetoric, insults, or anything other than remarks about the article itself will be deleted. Now, since there is a differing of opinions, we will decide on the matter by a vote. Because it's easy to simply switch IP addresses, all votes
Oh, you like what he did in the John Traub debate? Okay.
must come from registered users to be considered. The question is, do you want to keep the circumcision section in Walter Sullivan's page? Vote yay or nay. I vote nay. I see no real evidence that he was circumcised, and much of the writing in the section, almost all of it in fact, steers well into personal, political, and moral opinion, as well as an uncalled for amount of America bashing and conspiracy theories. This has led to
should ban
many
anyone in
users
chat
leaving
that
the
call
wiki
you
and
a
has even received
toilet
derision
sponge.
for both Tom Hewlett and Jeremy Blaustein. I have not spoken to a single person who is okay with the article.
I don't
as it
know.
is.
I haven't had to
feel it
ban
must be
anyone.
fixed immediately before more damage can be done to the wiki's reputation. The section is
guys are
absolutely
pretty
not
chill.
fit for a wiki IMO. Wiki vote for Alex Shepard. Due to recent events, there is some question as to the status of user Alex Shepard on this wiki. Users have expressed their concerns regarding his role as admin, concerns which are shared by this wiki's administration. In light of this, we have elected to call a vote as to whether Alex Shepard should be allowed
It's like
to
the
remain a
first
bureaucrat /
time
admin on
the
Silent Hill
wikis
wiki.
like
You might have guessed
views
it,
have
but the community
aligned.
voted against keeping the edits. And ultimately, not only would Alex Shepard be stripped of all of his admin privileges on the Silent Hill wiki, but he would receive a temporary ban across all of Wikia. But as documented by a Twitter user named Gorgon Sophia, he would return 2 years later, this time to the Xenosaga wiki. It was in this wiki which he began to present arguments about bestiality and defenses of non-offending pedophiles. Yep, our boy was a no-map before no-maps called themselves
Jesus
no-maps. Are you
fucking
really that surprised?
Christ.
He was swiftly banned from the
Holy
Xenosaga
shit.
wiki, and then he turned to the Megami Tensei wiki, which he was also
Oh
banned
my
from.
God,
As
that,
far
like,
as I
just
can
went-
tell, this
it
was the last known
escalated so
attempt by
fucking
Alex Shepard to
quickly.
proselytize on a video
Jesus.
game wiki. But something tells me he'll be back, so keep your eyes out. At this point, all mentions of circumcision have been expunged from the Silent Hill wiki, and according to the edit history, it was all moved to another page called Walter 44.
You know, I'm sure this guy was serious, but he still wins
The top
if
of the now
you
infamous thread reads, "This situation is over with and shouldn't be brought up anymore because Silent Hill has
debate
so
with
many
him.
great things about it, and this isn't one of them."
I guess so. I mean, his whole point is just spreading knowledge.
What's your favorite SH song?
Spreading the
Who's your
truth.
favorite character? What part made you super on edge? Do you find Pyramid Head sexy? These are the real questions you should be bringing up. Well, I'm sorry for bringing it back up, but I had to. Anyway, if you like...
The no map means non-offending minor attracted pedophile, which is just like, I don't know, they're just pedophiles. I don't know. Anyone, you should immediately be like suspicious of anyone who uses that term, in my opinion. But that's not even like a controversial take, though.
this video, you'll probably also like my video about the mystery behind Harry Mason's voice
Like,
actor.
obviously.
I'm out of here.
Well, there we go. Phil, thank you for telling me about this. I had no fucking idea about this situation at all. So, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of, it wasn't really related to Wikia that much, but I'm glad we watched that. No, they're not just trolls and psyops. Trust me, they actually do exist out there. If you ever have the unfortunate fucking experience of arguing with one of them on Twitter, you'll know they're not fucking real. Or you'll know they are fucking real. That's the thing. Or even like fuck, I don't know. It's unfortunate. Forums, wikis, etc. that devolve into power struggles illustrate humanity's new superior form of conflict. Sonic for real justice will be in our history books. Okay. It is true though, kind of. Like there are just like a million like stories of like these minor power struggles for like the smallest amounts of authority. It's like the Stanford prison experiment, like over and over and over and over again. And just like the Stanford prison experiment, everyone is volunteering to be a prisoner. I don't think it's kind of stupid, but you know. All right, chat. What are you guys up to? Let's chat for a bit before I restart stream. Just come back and chill. Anything you want me to look at? Any thoughts? Oh, I thank you all for sticking around. It's nice. It's really nice having you guys around. You guys are a nice crowd. Usually have a lot of interesting things to say. Not much. Wonder what Gannon is up to. I've been trying to make the perfect mustard gas mixture. Any recommendations? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I've been drinking dark rum and Coke all day. I don't know if I can encourage you to do that, but that is a nice thing to drink sometimes. Very lovely tonight making a chicken wrap. That's nice. Are you following Connie Pixels? Who is that? Yo, see you, Regenerations. Who's Connie Pixels? No, I don't know who this is. It's 2 a.m. where I live. Damn, yeah, it's really late. Sorry, I like slept through the day. I wanted to stream earlier, but I just fell asleep. I just woke up like really late. Any plans for Halloween? Not really. I had plans, but I had to scrap them because I realized I had to spend a lot of money on furniture, and I don't, want to spend a lot unnecessary expenses right now as I'm settling in. Do you have the next documentary subject? Yes, I do. I cannot talk about it though, because it is kind of a sensitive subject, but we'll see. We'll see if I finish it. I was making this new ingredient. It will make me a lot of money. I watched a cool Godzilla movie. I haven't watched that many Godzilla movies. When I was active on the Happy Wheels wiki, a developer started a hissy fit that the current admins of the wiki wouldn't make him an admin, and I believe banned their accounts on the Happy Wheels site. That sucks. Happy Wheels was such a great game, though. I didn't know there was a wiki for it. Just chilling, to be fair, been binge watching some AI art videos, and Twitter has been loving the AI generated art, especially the ones with the Victorian era style of art with the big bosoms for some reason. Well, those are pretty awesome drawings. Is that podcast with Cybershell still a thing? Yes, it is. I talked to Cybershell literally 2 days ago. We are going to bring it back very soon. Just you wait. I'm going to try to get him on stream sometime. He said he wanted to come on. I've been trying to design some business cards and re-watching Danny Phantom while working on them. That's nice. Jacket from Hotline Miami is the perfect Halloween costume. I want to replay Hotline Miami. Those are AI? Yeah, those are AI. Any thoughts on Twitter's newest meltdowns? Which ones? Yo, what's up, Jenny? We're about to I'm about to end stream, but we're gonna relaunch and just be more chill. To be more chill, not be centered around a topic. Like if you want to be on that, you could, but I don't know. HW Dev tried to imitate Yandere Dev. Who is HW Dev? I don't know who that is. All right, I think I'll end stream right now. Thanks for showing up, guys. We'll be back in probably 10 to 15 minutes. Most likely we'll be back. If you want to come back, you don't have to, because it's gonna be just a chill stream, talking with chat and shit. If we definitely will, Pi Dynasty. Yeah. See you guys. Thank you for showing up. Really glad you guys enjoyed it. Also, thank you for the continued support, because sometimes I worry that sometimes I worry that my inactivity is just gonna result in my channel being like really dead. But it's cool that you guys are here and sticking around. All right. Good night, guys. See you if you stick around.